Few artists in the history of modern music have lived a life as loud, as long, and as unapologetically legendary as Rod Stewart. With his signature spiky hair, that unmistakable raspy growl, and a wardrobe that could blind a sun god, he has spent over 6 decades as the king of the world's stages. He has sold over 250 million records, filled stadiums from London to Rio, and became a man so iconic he only needs one name: Rod. But as the calendar turns to 2026, a heavy silence has begun to fall behind the curtain. At 81 years old, the Celtic rocker is facing a reality that no amount of charisma can outrun. Behind the scenes, the glitter is fading into a series of medical emergencies and quiet family pleas. He almost lost his voice forever. He battled a terrifying diagnosis in total secrecy. And even now, he is taking physical risks that have his doctors and his wife, Penny Lancaster, quietly terrified. Today, we go deep into the untold story of Rod Stewart. We explore the health battles he hid, the controversies that nearly broke him, and the emotional revelation he just made about his future on the stage. Is this the end of the road? Born in the shadow of an explosion, Rod Stewart's life didn't just start with a bang. It started with a literal explosion. On January 10th, 1945, in Highgate, North London, the world was still gripped by the final, desperate throes of World War II. Just 30 minutes before Rod entered the world at 507 Archway Road, a German V-2 rocket screamed out of the sky and leveled a police station just a few doors down. The house shook, the windows rattled, and in that chaos, Rod Stewart was born. It was a dramatic entrance that foreshadowed a dramatic life. His parents, Bob and Elsie, were working-class stalwarts. They had originally planned to name him Rodney, but at the last second, they pivoted to Roderick. It was the first of many reinventions. Growing up, Rod wasn't a child of privilege. He was the youngest of 5, doted on by his siblings, but pushed to find his own way. Long before he was a rock star, he was a gravedigger. He was a wallpaper manufacturer's trainee, a job he lost instantly because he was colorblind and couldn't distinguish the patterns. He was a boy who slept under the Eiffel Tower while busking for coins, a vagrant arrested in Barcelona for having no money and no place to go. These early years of struggle forged the working-class hero persona that would eventually make him a superstar. He knew the value of a pound, the weight of a shovel, and the cold of a Parisian pavement. When fame finally arrived, he didn't just embrace it. He wore it like a suit of armor. The voice that defined an era. The Rod Stewart sound is one of the most recognizable instruments in music. It is a voice that sounds like it's been soaked in fine scotch and dragged across a gravel road, raspy, soulful, and deeply masculine. His breakthrough came with Maggie May in 1971. It was a song that broke all the rules. It was too long for radio. It featured a mandolin, and it was about an encounter with an older woman at a jazz festival. Yet it catapulted him to a level of fame few ever reach. He became the first artist to top both the singles and album chart simultaneously in the UK and the US. As the money poured in, Rod's lifestyle became the stuff of legend. He didn't just buy houses. He bought 36-room mansions like Cranbourne Court. He outbid kings for estates. When he signed the Gasoline Alley contract, he didn't ask for a cash advance. He asked for a Rolls-Royce. But even as he lived like royalty, his heart remained in the North London dirt. He built a full-sized professional football pitch in his garden. He spent millions on a computerized model railway, an obsession so deep that the tracks literally ran through his bedroom window. This was a man who had everything but refused to grow up. A love life written in the tabloids. You cannot talk about Rod Stewart without talking about the women. With 8 children by 5 different mothers, Rod's family tree is less of a tree and more of a complex forest. He loved loudly, frequently, and often controversially. His marriage to Rachel Hunter in 1990, when he was 45 and she was 21, was the talk of the industry. His sister, Mary, warned him that Rachel would eventually break his heart, and 9 years later, she did. Rod was devastated. He was a man who couldn't stand to be alone. Then came Penny Lancaster. Met on a dare, hired as a photographer and 27 years his junior, Penny became the rock Rod never knew he needed. But their road wasn't paved with gold. They faced the heartbreak of 2 miscarriages before turning to IVF to bring their youngest son into the world. Today, at 81, Rod is married to a woman in her mid-50s. While their bond is strong, insiders at Royal Time of Hollywood have heard whispers of concern. Penny has admitted their relationship has become more intense in his old age, leading many to worry that the physical strain of keeping up with a younger wife and a rock star schedule might be too much for his aging heart. If you're enjoying this video, make sure to check out the other stories and shocking updates on our channel. We've covered many incredible celebrity journeys, tragic endings, and untold Hollywood secrets that you don't want to miss. Binge watch our previous videos to discover more surprising facts, emotional stories, and where your favorite stars are today. Your support helps us bring you more powerful content like this, so don't forget to explore, watch more, and stay tuned for the next video. The day the music almost died. In the year 2000, the voice nearly vanished. During a routine checkup at Cedars-Sinai, doctors found a tumor on Rod's thyroid gland. It wasn't just a growth, it was a career ender. The tumor was wrapped precariously around the nerves that control the vocal cords. Rod went under the knife, knowing he might wake up unable to ever speak again, let alone sing. The surgery was a success, but the aftermath was a nightmare. His throat muscles suffered memory loss. When he tried to sing Maggie May, only a dry, horrific croak came out. For 9 months, Rod Stewart was a singer who couldn't sing. He was so convinced his career was over that he began drafting a business plan for a landscape gardening company in Beverly Hills. In a moment of desperation, he defied his doctors. He went into his garage, cleared out the supercars, brought in a band, and began to scream. He pushed his vocal cords until they bled, forcing the rasp to return. It was a miracle of sheer will, but it left him with a permanent fear that his talent was a borrowed gift that could be repossessed at any moment. The secret cancer battle. In 2017, the shadow returned. Rod was diagnosed with an aggressive form of prostate cancer. Aggressive is the word that haunts every patient. It means the cancer is moving, searching for new territory to conquer. Rod made a choice that shocked his inner circle. He kept it a secret. He didn't tell the press. He didn't tell his fans. He didn't even tell his children. For 2 years, he underwent treatment while touring the world, smiling for cameras and kicking soccer balls into the crowd, all while wondering if he was dying. Penny Lancaster carried the heaviest burden. She had to keep the secret while watching her husband go through the grueling side effects of treatment. She fell into a deep depression, eventually needing antidepressants and therapy to cope with the 3-hour sobs she endured in private. In 2019, Rod finally announced he was in remission. He had beaten it, but the experience changed him. He became an advocate for men's health, famously telling his fans at a fundraiser, "Guys, you've got to get your prostates checked. I'm telling you this because I was lucky." 2026, the risks that have us worried. Now, we reach the present. Rod Stewart is 81. Most men his age are content with a quiet garden and a slow walk. Not Rod. He is currently training to break the world record for the 100-meter sprint in the 80-plus age category. He wants to hit 17 seconds. His family has begged him to stop, fearing his heart will literally explode under the anaerobic stress. His workouts are described as military-grade, involving underwater brick carrying and breath-holding exercises Sinatra once taught him. But the body is finally pushing back. In 2024 and 2025, he was forced to cancel a string of shows due to strep throat and respiratory infections. His knees have been replaced. The agility is fading. For 2026, Rod has 37 dates scheduled across the globe. It is a grueling itinerary for a man of any age, let alone an octogenarian who has survived 2 bouts with cancer. When recently asked if 2026 is the final bow, Rod gave an answer that sent shockwaves through the fan base. He admitted that all things must come to an end, but he refused to name an official retirement date. He said he will stop when the voice stops. The fear among those close to him is that Rod won't know when to stop until it's too late. He is a man who lives for the roar of the crowd. Without it, he fears he will wither away. A legend's last stand. Rod Stewart is the last of a dying breed. He is a rock star who survived the rockets of World War II, the graveyards of London, the surgeries of Los Angeles, and the secret cancers of his later years. He is a man who has lived 10 lifetimes in one. As he prepares for his 2026 tour, we are left to wonder, are we witnessing the final victory lap of a legend or a dangerous gamble with time? One thing is for certain, Rod Stewart will go out exactly how he came in, loud, defiant, and surrounded by an explosion of energy. What do you think? Is it time for Rod to hang up the leopard print and take a well-deserved rest? Or should he keep rocking until the very end? Let us know in the comments below. We want to hear your favorite Rod Stewart memories. Before you go, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Royal Time of Hollywood, and hit that bell icon